Yo, what's the deal, everybody? You know who it is. It's your guy, Mykell Mathieu, here with my guy, your favorite tag team when it comes to this LA media thing. Hey, we in the trenches, Elam. Like, for the people who don't know, we are truly in the trenches here in Los Angeles, California. It's a lot going on, and the Misfits have you covered to keep you up to date to what's going on and maybe possibly how you can help and so forth because it is crazy. It is lit. It is everything outside. Elam, what's up, man? How you doing, brother?
Yo, what's up, world? You guys know who you are tuned into, the tightest tag team tandem this side of the galaxy. This is the Misfits, where we encourage you not to fit in, but find a way to stand out. And Mykell, boy, are there a lot of people standing out. They outside
Mhm.
off the porch for real, bro.
Yeah, man. If you don't know what's going on in LA, it's a lot, man. Donald Trump, the country's president, has sent the National Guard here to LA as an anti-ICE protest has been going
Not just
on.
the National Guard, bro. He sent the Marines.
Man, the big dogs, you know what I'm saying? So sending the Marines over, and third day of protesting, and it's crazy because this flashes me back to 2020, right? 2021, 2020, with everything going on, being a partaker in those protests and to see what's going on for my brown brothers and sisters out there, it's crazy, Eli. I'll give you the
Man, you
first
know what's
take on it. What's your
crazy? I,
thoughts?
I got off of work Friday, right?
Yeah.
I work downtown. You know where I work. So I
Hmm.
leave my building and I come outside and I'm hearing all type of pandemonium. I'm hearing screaming. I'm hearing yelling. I'm hearing helicopters and sirens. It sounds like I'm legit back in Baghdad, bro. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I get to my car. It's not till I get home. I'm checking Twitter. I'm like, oh, it's going up. That's why, you know what I'm saying? It was all those helicopters outside, bro. It's complete pandemonium. Today, I was going to try to hop on the freeway. Something told me no, because I would have just been stuck in traffic. The 110 freeway was shut down going in both directions. You got protesters out there civilly disobeying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was
Hmm.
civil. It was civil for a while, man. But it was crazy because the Flower District got ransacked on Friday. They was hitting
Yep.
schools. They were hitting like everything downtown where, Home Depots.
Yep.
It's been crazy, bro, in the city.
Yeah, and it's scary, like both of us, we have friends that are of that, are brown from Mexico, from Colombia, from Argentina, from anywhere, and the fact that they have to deal with this is just crazy. So you can see why a lot of people, we know how much foreigners, including our people, which we can be considered foreigners, have done for this country and help built this country up. To see this happening is crazy, man. Just to see the similarities of the protesting, Eli.
The whole thing is kind of is very ironic to me, right? Because like
Yeah.
Texas, New Mexico, Arizona,
Yep.
California, they originally weren't part of America. And how did people enter into Mexico? How did these
I would
states
say,
become part of America?
yeah. It's crazy, man, just to see all of this because we lived it in 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like outside, dealing with that, seeing the beanbag shot, and all of
Bro,
you
we
know.
can go back to 92. Well, at least I can. I can go back to
I
92.
was 3 years old, so I was a little pup, seeing stuff going on with that. But just being a part of it, like I said, 2020 was crazy. I remember being out there, Fairfax District, it going up, police cars put on fire, things and such, and thinking like, okay, we ain't gonna see nothing like that again, and we're right here, right to it with this protest. It's crazy, bro.
Bro, no, look, I'm I think the optics will be a lot better if they weren't waving Mexican flags. If people, I'm just thinking strategically, right? If you
Yeah.
want to try to galvanize and get people, to sympathize for your plight, you got to kind of appeal to them, right? If they
Hmm.
were out there wearing red, white, and blue and waving American flags, then people, I think that live in Kentucky and
Yeah.
Alabama, Georgia, you know what I'm saying? Back in the trade part, they look at like, okay, why are these Americans being attacked? But when you out
Yeah.
waving, you know, your country's flag, by all means, I'm not telling you not to. You
Yeah.
gonna people say,
But
well,
no, it's just like, oh, that's what you should be then. Like that's what you want to be putting on for. That's what you should be. So yeah, that right there, that part of the protest kind of was confusing to me because it's like, if you're trying to prove you should be out here, I don't think you should be holding up that flag, man. And I'm just trying to get a grasp of it. Like I know we got some guys. Shout out, got Mike. He's out there um, shooting pictures of it and getting some great shots. I hope people can go and check out Elam. I don't know. Were you able to see some of the photos he was able to get?
nah, not yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna tap in. I know my guy Tim Parker, he was out there. Nikki K, she was out there reporting. Two
Yeah.
phenomenal journalists, friends of the program with Spectrum News out here in LA. Like, man,
I
like
just saw
this
a I just saw a video of a reporter getting shot with a
rubber
beanbag.
bullet.
Why? Yeah, rubber bullet. Like I said, beanbag, rubber bullet. While she was talking on camera, bad Australian reporter shot in the leg, and I'm like, oh, bro, this is because 2020 was one way, but this is much different, bro.
It's a different administration, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the law and order administration. So, you know, President Trump, he's coming out there with a completely different agenda. He doesn't like Gavin Newsom. He doesn't like Mayor Bass. So he's giving, you know, the orders to establish some order. And
Hmm.
this is the remarkable thing to me. They surrounded the detention center downtown to where the ICE trucks, the ICE agents couldn't even get back into their facility, man. Like this
Yeah.
right here, I keep, you know, trying to encourage people. It's more of us. Like if we work together, if we came
No, yeah.
together,
Power of the people, man.
man, like it's too many of us. You get what I'm saying? It's too many
And
of us.
and one thing I haven't been a fan of, Elam, is seeing on social media, seeing like a lot of like black accounts or black people reporting like, "Hey, black folks, y'all stay out of this. Go home. This ain't y'all." Where I'm like, "Nah, y'all don't get it. This is us too." You know what I'm saying? Like if they try to do that to them, what the hell you think they'll do
Bro,
to us?
it's only a matter of time. And this is why I keep saying, man, like I'm a free speech absolutist. And I'm gonna protect all speech, all right to
Yeah.
protest. It don't matter if you a Black Panther or you the polar opposite of a Panther, which is a Klansman,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I believe fundamentally in the right to protest and the right to free speech. And this right here is constitutionally protected. It's only a matter of time. We're starting to see it where people who are dissidents, people who disagree with this administration, they're going to be snatched up, they're going to be in prison, and they're going to be extradited to somewhere else. It's only a matter of time. It's coming, bro.
No, yeah, and shout out Kamala Harris. She's somebody that's from the area. She came out and said, "Hey, deploying the National Guard is a dangerous escalation meant to provoke chaos." And it seemed like Trump is a guy that pushes buttons, bro. That's what he tried to do, and he knew what this was going to lead to and what this can become. We got a chance for it to get real dangerous out here, and it's just something. If you're not in LA and you tapping in to the show, make sure you tap in with us. We're gonna make sure that we throughout the week get this content going. But damn, like this is I can't even explain it, Elam. Like seeing the photos, the videos, I'm like, wow, this is tough.
Man, it's more than tough, man. This is right here. This is history, man. Like
Nah,
I don't know
facts.
about you, man. I'm legit tired of living through historical moments, man. This must be like super
Eee.
taxing.
Oh my
You know what I'm
gosh.
saying?
Yeah,
But
like
but the
we
crazy part is this is a legit escalation. Like
yeah.
there was a way that if ICE was going to go round people up, they could have done it. But this was literally to incite a response. How they crashed in downtown and just literally
Yeah.
snatched people
You
out of,
couldn't
you know what
even
I'm
go
saying,
get a
off the
donut.
workplace. They were going into schools, bro. Like they were
Yeah.
surrounding schools trying to snatch children. That's the
Yeah,
crazy part, man. Like I keep trying to compare, the rise of the Third Reich, man. Like stuff like this was happening, to the Jewish community in Germany. And
yeah,
far too often people were like, oh, that's them, that's them, that's them, until it became like
it
such a
become
pervasive
everyone.
thing that they themselves were getting snatched up out their homes, man.
So that's why what you said earlier about the whole flag situation, like I wish that they will understand and get that, you know what I'm saying? Because if you really want the rest of America to feel a certain way on your side and things like that, if you up here with American flag, like we know you got your brown side, like that's cool. But let people know that as much as I am this, I
I'm
am
American.
American. Like
Mhm.
I've been here, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even because a lot of these people don't even know that side. Like they might have their parents may have been um, you know, like just bringing them over when they were like 1 years old. So they don't know anything else other than America. But somehow like they're not legal and it's just a situation, bro, that I wish that this is where you need leaders, bro. This is where we miss the MLKs, the Malcolm X's, the Julio Cesar Chavez's, and people of that elk. Huey P's and Fred Hamptons and stuff like that. Because you needed people to meet together and say, "This is the plan. This is what we want to get across. This is how we got to move." Because it can get dark, bro.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the video that you guys see right here is courtesy of NBC LA News.
Hmm.
Taken from
Earlier
the chopper
today.
that they used earlier today. But you said there's no Huey P's, there's no Malcolms, there's no, Martins, there's no Cesar Chavez's. It's Mykell Matthews, it's
Oh yeah.
Elam's. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh yeah.
you watching this program. Like you guys
Hmm.
see what's going on. You guys are tuned in, tapped in, you plugged in regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum, whether you agree or disagree, you need to organize and your voice is important. And that's what we're seeing
Facts.
right now is people just taking to the streets. There's no organization. I do agree that there needs to be a little more strategic operation, you know what I'm saying, in how this is taking place. But protest isn't meant to make people comfortable. It's meant
Yeah,
to
it's
disrupt
made to be
and
uncomfortable.
to get people aware. So
Hmm.
mission accomplished. However, it's like, what's next? What's the next
Yeah,
step?
what's the and I think that was kind of the issue in 2020 was that we were out there protesting and doing a lot, making a lot of noise, but it's like, what's the next step? Like, what are we doing this for? What do we expect to gain from this?
Right.
Um,
And when
and
you don't get what it is that you are looking
yeah,
for,
what's gonna happen?
what comes next? What are you
Yeah,
willing
well,
to
what?
do? And I think a lot of times, man, people romanticize, protests and revolution and think like, man, it's so cool. Like I can't tell you how many people I saw out there, with their cell phones recording it, uploading it to Twitter and Instagram. Like, why
Yeah,
are
they
you
think
out
it's
there?
tight. Yeah, they
Huh?
think it's tight. I said they think it's tight, where it's like, no, like this is for a real cause. You know what I'm saying? In
It's
2020,
supposed
I
to be.
wasn't.
It should
Yeah,
be.
I wasn't outside just to think that it's cool. Like, bro, I'm outside because we really need to try to bring some change. Who can we talk to? But that's where I really feel that you got to have some real leaders with some pull because they're the ones who can. MLK was able to go sit down with the president. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is doing that on the side of these people to help make their voices make these things mean something?
Man, listen, this gonna be real controversial. Talking doesn't achieve anything. It is
Oh
the
yeah,
threat of violence.
right,
America only
yeah.
understands violence. So as long
Hmm.
as you sitting up there petitioning, begging, and pleading for somebody to please give you your rights, and you're not willing to fight for them, you're not willing to bleed for them, and if push come to shove, if you're not willing to die for them, then listen, you're not going to get anything because America doesn't understand that. It doesn't acquiesce to that. And
Yep.
I don't know how many people out there are prepared to take it to the next step. I've had the pleasure, the distinct honor of being able to sit down with Black Panthers, people who were incarcerated for decades, and the game that they give me, this is high stakes, man. There's no reset buttons. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you lose your life or your freedom, like, you've lost it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be
Facts.
ready for that. And I don't know if everybody is willing to, take that step, man.
But see, I think, Elam, that we're in a generation of people aren't really. It's so crazy. I had this conversation with my brother that people aren't really willing to sacrifice. Like it's cool until it really gets real. Then it's like, oh god, yeah, I'm not sacrificing that. It's like more people are wrapped into caring for their families and themselves, which is very important.
Yeah,
But at that point, who is looking out for the people? And we don't really have that. That's what people they try to go to these leaders like athletes and entertainers and stuff like that. But they're not about to sacrifice their
exactly.
careers for the people. So we like, how do we do that? Like, how does that happen, Elam? What you think?
It's crazy you said that, man, because I haven't heard not one athlete, not one in this
Yeah, in
city
LA.
speak up
Yeah.
about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't
Hmm.
have Muhammad Ali's, we don't have uh uh
Jim
freaking
Brown.
Jim Browns, we don't have Jesse Owens, we don't have Jackie
Yeah.
Robinson today. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
to have that expectation, like the only league that I would anticipate having some sort of response would be the WNBA. And personally, I can't think of a Sparks player that is gonna go and say something, right? Would it
Yeah.
be Rickea? Would
Nah.
it be Kelsey? Like, would it be Emma? I don't
They
know,
don't.
right?
Most of them don't have a connection to the city, bro. Like, when you think about the players in LA, none of them really have that connection to the city. A guy that should be speaking up, I know we talk about him a lot on the show, and we don't try to badmouth him when we talking hoop because we know that he be out there. But like, you would like to see a video from LeBron talking about something. This will be a great time for him to use his platform, his voice as a black man
Man,
as
listen,
well, to get out there.
If LeBron said something about what's going on here in LA, the narrative and his reception in the city would completely change overnight. Overnight.
Mhm.
If LeBron wanted to ingratiate himself to the city of Los Angeles, all he got to do is open his mouth. Or better yet, just tweet. You got 140 characters. Just tweet something.
Yeah, tweet, but it'll be more impactful with a video. Like a video of Braun say, "Hey, I stand with the people here in LA. It's nothing but a loving place that embrace me, tuck me in. Fans that are white, black, brown, yellow, green, whatever, and it will be so impactful. So this is where the athletes, Mookie Betts, these
Luka
different
Doncic.
players, yeah, Luca, that can have a voice. You know what I'm saying? Especially some of these players, they're foreigners that came to the States to become pros and take advantage of what this country can offer on that end. Hey, let's hear Shohei and his team say something. Like, this will be a great time for these athletes to step up in the city and be like, hey, we're here with y'all. We love y'all because y'all come and support us. So we going to love on you guys. Support. Throw some bread to the cause. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
listen,
Like,
I'm not
Elam.
looking like if you go back and look through the annals of history, man, movements have never been led by old people. It's always young
The
people, bro.
youth. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, if you look at the average age of Panthers, bro, they were from 18 to 22, bro. They were young,
Hmm.
they were kids. You know what I'm saying? One of the OGs here in Los Angeles that lost his life, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to General Little Bobby Hutton. You know what I'm saying? He was known as being a rider. Anytime there was any type of altercation with the police, Bobby Hutton was front and center. Like, are we about to go ride? Like, I'm there. And he
Yeah.
lost his life at the age of 18. So I'm not looking as great as it would be for an athlete or an entertainer or a celebrity to say something. It's
Yeah.
BET weekend going on right now. You're
Nah,
not
yeah, which is
going to hear
crazy.
anything. You're not going to hear
Yeah.
anything.
But
Like,
this would be
for
the
me,
perfect time. Use
yeah,
the platform. Like, you got the BET Awards here. Hey, y'all know what's going on out here. Let's make sure that we spreading the word of that. We with the people, we love the people, and things like that. That's what it's about, bro.
I mean, we're utilizing our platform. We're
Yeah.
two up and coming rising journalists, right?
Two, what you're
It's
saying
so
is,
crazy to me. It's so crazy to me on how in vogue when things are in vogue, when things are trendy, when it's cool, then everybody is hashtagging, they're changing their profile picture, they're
Yeah.
putting up these flags, you know what I'm saying, on their Facebook
Mm-hmm.
profile picture, so on and so forth. But then it's like nothing happens. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
past the point. I can't speak for nobody else. I'm past the point of talking and protesting. I'm past that point. When y'all ready to do something next, that's when you can call me. Until then, I'm
Are
sitting
you
this for now.
you trying to get it cracking outside, huh? Sometimes you
I
gotta
mean, that's
tear
the
some
only
stuff
way.
down.
That's the only way things are going to change, bro. That's the
Hey,
only way things are going to change.
sometimes you gotta tear stuff down and rebuild it. Because that's how you give people a wake-up call. And this country needs a wake-up call, and the people of color need to let them know this is ours too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not about to kick us out and take us away. These are our people, these are our loved ones. We want to make sure that they're safe and supported.
America would have to have a soul, bro. In order for
No,
it to
yeah.
wake up, America would have to have a soul. And please tell me, I mean, I can't think of a time period where America has shown that it has a soul. Like are like do you know anything World
No,
War II
no.
when they went to go fight Germany?
Nobody's burned nothing down. Like you said, like what you saying is what I've been saying since I was a young college student, getting more game on all of this. I'm like, man, stuff might have to get burned down, bro, because they're not gonna take anything serious. You see how they did Dr. King. You see how, what happened to Malcolm. You see what happened to Medgar Evers. And that's just a few people that we know, you know what I'm saying? But nobody has ever took the approach of, hey, forget all of this talking. Yes, it's protesting. Y'all want to send this our way, violence and things like that. This is how we really gonna come together. All these hoodsters out there, Elam,
Hey,
all these
see,
gangsters
that
out
I
there.
was about to say that. If like just imagine for a moment, inside the walls, outside the walls, black and brown came together, bro, and was like,
Hmm.
hey, your existence and my existence is inextricably intertwined. Like I need you, you need me. So how can we put aside our differences to ensure and determine, you know what I'm saying, and materialize a world, a just world for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if that's, I don't know if people are ready for that conversation, bro. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. I don't know.
But once again, like I said, I don't know who's leading these protests. Stuff by the people can only go so far. Eventually, somebody has to emerge as some type of leader to push things forward, because it has to be somebody that can be there, that can get in front of these people and sit down with the powers that be to let them know, if y'all don't do this, yeah, it's like the Kendrick Lamar battle. People say, hey, if you go this way, I'm going this way. If you
Nah,
go this
bro.
way, I'm going
Leadership,
this way, bro.
it can't be a charismatic leadership. It can't be centralized. The only, like, look at Al Qaeda, right? You look at ISIS, you look at all the terrorist cells that are overseas. They are
Hmm.
compartmentalized and they are decentralized. That's the only way forward, bro. It can't just be a leader. It has to be a collection of leaders and
Yeah, of
people
course. Yeah, yeah,
united
yeah.
under, a strategic objective. And however
Yeah.
they decide to get there, they have to be committed to the cause. That's the only way that this is going to work. Because I'm telling you, it's like everybody that's out there protesting, it's only a matter of time before they start getting snatched up. Because we saw what
Oh,
happened
of
in January
course.
6th when they stormed the Capitol, right? The FBI
Yeah.
was like, boom, based on your cell phone pinging from this tower, we know you were here at this time, and therefore,
Hmm.
boom, we about to hit you with charges. You don't think this administration is going to do something similar? Like it's
Of
only
course.
a matter of time
Hey,
before the FBI comes knocking on people's doors, snatching them out their homes for going
it,
to
it
these
was
protests.
it was crazy because when I was protesting, it was one night we went from Hollywood. Damn, where were we at? I went from a protest in Hollywood, then we were one in downtown, and that's where it started. They were like, it was like, are they about to go into like martial law? Like they were like, hey, we gonna arrest anybody that's out at this time, and it was just like what? So everybody started booking it every which way. And once like they called it unlawful assembly. So they were trying to get us out of there. And it was just really peaceful protests with people, blocking roads and things like that, trying to make an impact however they can. But it seems like none of that works. So it's like, what does that lead to? And I think that's what we're seeing when it comes to the anti-ICE protests and such, man. And you just send out prayers and hey, there's different ways you can help. I posted something on my IG, it's in my story, where you could tap in Los Angeles Immigration Resources plus Organization Guide. So they got some stuff that they trying to get going. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know what's gonna happen, but we just gotta
I think
see.
the most important and
It's right there on
salient
the
thing
screen.
that people could do right now is pick up a book. Like
That
pick up
part.
a book. You got to know your adversary,
Yeah.
regardless of where you fall. Like I said, on this debate, if you're going in blindly and you don't have any concept of historical context, if you don't have a strategy, then you're going to fall victim to the prevailing power structure. I remember leading a protest in 2014. I want to say it was like right after the Mike Brown decision not to indict the police officer that killed him. I'm
Mm.
leading the protest from the Crenshaw Mall. We end over at the Parker Center, and as we're walking past Staples Center, I had like ABC or something. I had one of the newscasters like come up to me and interview me, and they're like, "Oh, what are you guys going to do?" Blah 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 blah. And my dumb butt, not thinking, I'm like, "Oh, we're going to, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go to the Parker Center, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to disrupt the NBA game." You know what I'm saying?
Giving
And
up the plan.
man, I gave up the plan. Right? And so as we we leave the Parker Center, as we're walking to Staples Center, lo and behold, 5-0 all around. And I'm like, damn, how they get out here so fast? How they know we were coming here?
Elam
And
gave
then
up
it
the
dawned on
plan,
me,
man.
idiot, you gave up the goods. You feel me? So
Yeah.
that was something I had to learn the hard way, just keeping my mouth shut. But again, if you don't have a historical understanding and in military strategy and how to maneuver and utilize the resources that you have at your disposal, then it's a very tall task, man. Like there are satellites, there are all type of things that are integrated in our society. They know
Mhm.
what you are going to do. They are listening. And so if you don't have a plan in going analog and going underground and disappearing off the grid, then you're not prepared for what's to come. You're not prepared.
And it's gonna be something that we're gonna be following closely here. Being here in LA, man, we're seeing it firsthand. Um, if you don't know much about it, do your research. I'm still finding myself researching more just to see exactly how I can help. You know what I'm saying? What people like myself and you, Elam, can do to help out. I'm hoping that we're helping it by giving our time for the show to tell the people about what's going on, why they should research everything that's going on. But it's crazy.
Bro,
LA is
have you
is,
ever
is hectic.
experienced? I gotta ask you this question. Have you ever experienced the National Guard taking over your city?
Not at all. Like this is the first time. So to see this is like when you hear National Guard and you hear Marines, that's when you know that it is real. You know what I'm saying? And it just puts a different type of light on everything that it made me. At first, I knew what was going on. I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. Then I start seeing the protests and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, okay. Like this is really something. And then once I start to see more videos and photos and then got word of Trump's involvement and sending the National Guard, it was like, yo, like this is really crazy. Like I need to be following this before they do some stuff that even though it's not fully affected onto me, but that it can, sprinkle down to myself and the people that I'm involved with. So I have to make sure I keep my eyes on everything and following along tightly.
Man, you know what's crazy? I remember in 92, the National Guard swooped in LA after the riots, and they put a mandatory curfew and I want to say it was like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And if you were found on the street after that time, the National
Mm-hmm.
Guard shoot you, no questions asked. And I remember I had got the flu real bad, and moms ended up taking me over to it was Daniel Freeman, I think. Daniel Freeman. And so we are leaving, we're driving up Century to go back, you know what I'm saying, home. And right there on Crenshaw and Century, it's a National Guard, you know what I'm saying, team Humveed out on the 50 cal, and they like on the bullhorn, like, stop, put your hands out the window. Like they run up to the car, like, you know what I'm saying,
So,
M16s.
hey,
Like,
I saw a little bit of that in Hollywood. I got pictures on my old iPhone of when I was out there protesting, and they pulled up and they're like on the cars, you know what I'm saying? And but I don't think that like going back to 2020, I don't know if it was as crucial as this because it didn't get so violent so early. You know, there it was so crazy because it was like they was allowing people to put cars on fire and doing certain things. It was like, did these officers just pull up here, park, and get up out of here knowing what's going to happen? So that was kind of confusing. But I can't remember if it was the National Guard or who was outside. But I know that they were there in Hollywood, and it was crazy.
so, you know, in order for troops to be deployed against American citizens, the
Yeah.
president has to enact the Insurrection Act, and that was last enacted in 1992 in response, you know, to the Rodney King riots. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then the last time a president bypassed a sitting governor was 1965. So it's again, bro, we're living in very historic times, man. This I keep saying, man, like I don't know how it could get worse, but I don't see it getting any better. Uh this is a very intriguing time to be alive, bro.
Yeah, very crucial timing. So, like I said earlier, make sure y'all tap in, follow us throughout this week on all of our dope shows on, uh, here with the Misfits, where we're gonna be talking about it and letting you know what's happening, how you can help, and so forth. Elam, we love our city, bro. So we could talk about this all night if we had to. But people want to tap in and hear our thoughts when it comes to the sports world as well. And so we gotta bring that up too. You do you have any final words, E, before we move on to
Yeah, I know some of y'all are like, man, shut up, stick to sports, keep politics
we
out of
ain't gonna do
sports.
that. We don't do that.
Again, it's impossible. Since the first Olympic Games, where the Spartans and the Athenians were competing, man, they stopped killing one another to compete, and you've had sports ever since then. Sports and politics are always intertwined. It's the
Hmm.
issue is it's the politics that you disagree with that you want out of sports. And so my encouragement is for you to take a step back, really observe, listen, and then if you still disagree, be able to have an intelligible and articulate way of defining and explaining your position.
Yep. So, like I said, follow along, man. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. Hey, just imagine where we're gonna be at a week from now, Elam, if all of this keeps going the way that it's going. But we got you covered. If you're not in LA, man, we got you covered here, and we're gonna give you the truth. We on the side of the people, but we looking at both sides of this thing and trying to see what can make positive of this whole situation, if there is any. And that's what we got here with you with the Misfits. But Elam, it wasn't a war of words, but maybe it was kind of a battle on the court today,
It wasn't
there
even
in
a battle.
Oklahoma City.
It wasn't
Yeah,
even a battle.
it wasn't a battle. You're right. It was a BTA. The Oklahoma City Thunder knock off the Pacers, 123-107. And I kind of predicted this. If you tap in like 2 episodes ago when it comes to the Sporting Tribune Live, I was like, yo, OKC is going to blow them out because they know they let one get away. And that's exactly what happened. Defensively, they were hounding everywhere. SGA continues to be doing crazy things, breaking another record, the most points for the first two, a player's first two games in the finals, with 72. They look like the team that I expected to win this series in 6 games, and I think it's looking that way. E, what was your thoughts and takeaways from this game?
Man, the Pacers are getting just bullied on the boards, man. They're getting bullied on the offensive end. They're getting bullied on defense. I can't tell you how many times the Pacers came down. Tyrese Haliburton get past somebody, Shea coming and boom, snatch the ball from him, or
Yeah.
Pascal Siakam, he going into the lane, boom, Jalen Williams snatched the ball from him. Chet is knocking balls all around the floor, man. Like OKC was the better team in game one for
Yeah, they should have
all
won.
but 0.3 seconds.
Yeah, they were supposed to win that game.
Bro, they had a 20-point lead that game.
Yeah, they were supposed to win.
I said OKC in 3, man. I said OKC in 3. I just see OKC as the better team, man. Like they played a complete game. Lou Dort, who I want to say he had like 12 points last game, only scored 3 today. Wasn't the issue. They had somebody else.
They had 2 bench players score more points than any of their guys. They had, I think it was Caruso with a dub. Yeah,
you can't plan for it. You can't prepare for it. Like OKC is just a better team, man.
Yeah, there's no.
Look, I made a meme of Tyrese Haliburton. I called him Timothy McVeigh. You know what I'm saying? After game one, man. But yeah, man, it's too much out Shader in this series.
Hey, I said it on my show, the Mykell Mathieu show, which you can catch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I said, hey, if Indiana somehow won this series, it would be probably the greatest upset that we've seen in the NBA, because it's no way that they should win this series. And
greatest
OKC,
upset in the NBA is 2011, bro. Dallas Mavericks. Dallas.
But you at least had Dirk, a lot of them veterans, Rick Carlisle. Like, that was believable. And
you had a watch.
LeBron is LeBron. I didn't expect LeBron to win.
But look, you got to look at
early.
Who Dallas went through. They went through cold, bro.
Yeah, that's why I believe.
Quick.
Yeah, that's why I believe that they could beat Miami. So I didn't even take that purely as this remarkable upset. I just took it as if Dirk was in a special bag and could nobody stop him. But this series right here, I'm like, Indiana don't scare me at all when it comes to Oklahoma City. Hell, if they would have played Minnesota, I would have had Minnesota in 6 games. So OKC should take care of business. They did their part tonight, Elam. Like, I don't want to hear about nothing. This would be the biggest upset.
It's going to be a completely different series once they get to Indiana, bro. This is what I'm paying attention to. 2 things. A, who makes the most mid-range shots?
Then was Rob. This happens all the time.
That's going to determine the champion. And 2, the fans. It's just my belief. Whichever fan base is the most raucous, loudest, most disruptive, they're going to win. If OKC can go into Indy and silence that crowd, hey, OKC is going to win at least 1 game. But if the Pacers can keep the crowd into the game and they can be disruptive, I'm telling you, bro, it's special things happen in that arena.
Then that's what's so great about the playoffs, NBA Finals, and such, that every game is its own chapter and story. But I've seen this story before. 2001, Lakers, Sixers. Lakers let one go, but they said, "What are we doing? We're the better team. Let's BTA." It's that time, and that's what I think that we saw tonight. And I think we're going to see that. Like the Thunder can still get better when you see some of these games. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not making every 3.
That's scary.
That's very scary, bro. So, I got them winning. It might even change from 6 to 5 after seeing tonight. But game 3 is going to probably be the biggest game of the series, because if it's another blowout win for Oklahoma City, it might get ugly fast the rest of the way. Or if somehow Indiana can win the game, then it can change the whole narrative of it. But not
one of
the
things that I don't like that the Pacers are doing, they got Miles Turner too much on the perimeter, dude. Like, the dude is having no impact on the boards. They're getting one shot up. If Pascal, isn't tipping the ball, to the 3-point line, or miraculously coming, or he or Obi Toppin aren't coming down with a rebound, what's Miles Turner doing? Miles needs
Yeah.
to be down low, banging with against Chet, getting rebounds, and he's not
Taking
doing it.
advantage of the skin and bones. Hey, but before we switch gears from this game, because I know we got a lot to talk about, I do want to mention something. I don't know if you saw, but Tyrese Haliburton, he had his little presser before the game too, and he said something that I think is so real and so big when it comes to sports today, especially the NBA. They were talking about like his impact, right? And we know the game, played the game, and how it works, especially from the point guard position. And he said the way the game is digested by fans sometimes, I think it's a lot of box score watchers. And I think that is very true in today's basketball, that it's a lot of box score watchers to where you'll see a guy have 15 points and think, wow, he struggled. But it's like, nah, he played defensively great. You know what I'm saying? Like you talked about Dort. I think you said Dort had like 3 points. Dort was everywhere defensively today, making a big impact on this game. And I think that we're in an era of fans, bro, like where these kids, there's a lot of these kids out there, and some of them are, people that are our age that are clowns and just don't know what they talk about and want to get comments and likes on social media. But people look at too much of the stats and it don't give you the full story of what happened in the game.
I like I said, bro, I think the Pacers got to play more through Miles Turner
Mhm.
against Chet. If Miles is able to get Chet in the foul trouble, then that
Yeah.
opens up so much more for everybody else because they'll be able to drive. And outside of
But
Chet,
hey,
like Havenstein isn't the defensive presence down low.
analytics, bro. Analytics have these people looking at the numbers, and like just as much as fans are box score watchers and looking at that different stuff, these teams do the same. So their analytics department is probably telling them, "Hey, I think we better off having them away from the basket." To where me and you gonna be like, "Get your butt on the
Man, if
block
you don't
and
get your
bang bodies."
7-foot self down
Yeah,
there, put him
yeah.
in the high post, put him in
Put
the
them in
pinch
his,
post,
hit
put
him
him
in
on
his
the block.
chest.
But
Yeah.
you gotta get Miles Turner going. And Tyrese Haliburton, I want to say only had 4 points, 5 points in the first, 2 points in the first
Yeah,
half.
he was
He got
struggling.
15 in the second. We had this conversation about Kelsey Plum all the time. You can't
Yeah,
be so otherly minded to where you just constantly distributing. You are the engine that gets the team going. So you got to come out with your foot on the gas from the jump. And
yeah, yeah.
Tyrese isn't doing that.
Yeah, there are times you have to watch the game, and that's what it's so crazy because it leads back to watching numbers where people will look at somebody's stats and say, "Hey, he had 28, 12, and 10." Say, yeah, but that game didn't need that from him. They need 50 points from that guy. And it's the same thing from Tyrese. They don't need you to be trying to set everybody up. They need you to try to be more of a scorer first to make the defense have to respect it and play you differently. And then that's going to open up the assists and easy buckets for
But
everybody. But if
Caruso, Gord,
oh
Jalen Williams, they are
yeah,
Shea even are
yeah,
making his life hell. He can
hell, what
I
the hell?
see him settling for although he was hitting those against New York, he's settling for long distance 3-pointers, step back threes.
Yeah,
I'm like, dog, that's not what the team needs. Keep going downhill, stop at the elbow, go up and finish. Shea is
yeah,
doing that. Shea is getting to his mid-range spots ad nauseum, at will.
easy work.
Easy
That's what
work.
I call it.
Easy, and
Easy work.
he's giving you 30, he's giving you 35 because even if
Yep.
you try to play him tight, boom, now I bump you, I keep going to the rim, that's a foul and one. You know what
But
I'm
hey,
saying?
he's a scorer. Another conversation I've been hating lately is people talking about Shea. Where does this put him all-time point guard? Oh, Shea is not a point guard. He is a
He's a
shooting
scorer.
guard with more basketball responsibility. He was a shooting guard last year with Josh Giddey and the years with Giddey, and now he's still a shooting
He
guard. But
said
they're like,
Josh
hey, we
Giddey.
need you. Oh yeah, he's the Giddler. But yeah, so Shea's doing his job. Tyrese has to be better. Pacers have to be better, or this series can be done quickly. So let's see what they're going to do. But you saw earlier, I don't know if y'all saw the little mishap. You saw Rob Parker pop up on the screen. That's a friend of the show, our guy, Elam. And he has some things to say about nepotism, about Bronny James. And we
Rob
gotta hear this clip, y'all.
Rob always got
Yeah,
something to say.
yeah, y'all gotta hear
Play the
this clip. Play the clip, man. Play the clip.
No, it doesn't. It happens. It does literally just happened right there.
It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Between working a job where people do nepotism is bad. So I'm the first one to say it. What Danny Ainge is doing is bad. Nepotism is bad. A lot of companies won't even allow it because it is bad. I don't believe the Utah Jazz should hire Danny Ainge's son. So I'll be the first one on the record. But when it comes to athletics and you having to compete to get on the field, the reason that this country is 70% white and the NBA 75% black is because you have to earn your way onto the field, okay? If NBA owners wanted to do it and hire, just put white guys on the league and say, the country's 70% white, I don't care how good black players are, I'm just gonna hire white players because those are the people who are buying the tickets and coming to the games, and I don't care. No, sports has never been that once they've decided that they were gonna allow black people to compete fairly and honestly once they broke the color barrier. So it's a disservice to everybody who puts on a uniform who has to compete. Michael Jordan owned the damn team. He didn't put his two sons on the team. He could have. Jerry Jones owns the Dallas Cowboys. He could have put his sons on the team and said, what does it matter? They're only the last guys on the end of the bench. People would be outraged. It's a disgrace. Anybody who's ever played sports and had to compete for a spot, for a guy to put their kid on it, it happens all the time and it's wrong. It's wrong in Little League, it's wrong in high school, it's wrong in college, and it's wrong in the pros. Anybody who's honest, the only reason that people didn't go out and go off on LeBron is because he's a star. And they don't want the wrath or be able to say, well, LeBron stopped me from doing this, or I can't get tickets to the Lakers, or like they're afraid. If this was anybody else, if this was anybody other than LeBron James, he'd be ridiculed trying to get his son in the NBA. We saw it down with Urban Meyer trying to get Tim Tebow a job as a tight end. His next door neighbor, his friend. And the player said, F no, he's no good. There's 20 kids in college who played tight end who deserve that job. And what happened? Tim Tebow didn't get a job because it wasn't right. And Bronny's not right, and he proved this year he's ready? He's not ready for the NBA. He's a marginal player at best. I refuse to sit here and act like it's okay. It ain't the same thing as a job. If I own a store or I own something, that you people hire people all the time. It still ain't right. I just said that from the jump. Okay. Nepotism ain't right. Okay. Unless you own a family store and you can hire whoever you want if it's your business. You can.
Hey, my boy.
What Rob just said, how he finished, he said, unless it's a family business, the Lakers are a family business.
Yeah. And
but I understand the crux of what he was saying, and I agree, man. Sports is supposed to be a meritocracy where you earn your keep, you earn your spot, you earn, the privileges that come within. It's so ironic to me that there wasn't a whole bunch of dialogue around Danny Ainge hiring his son. And I can't for the life of me figure out why there was no conversation about it.
It's that, and I think because it's the Utah Jazz, that a lot of people were kind of like, they suck over there anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, if LeBron would have did the Bronny thing with the Cleveland Cavaliers, it would have been nothing, because it would have been like, it's Cleveland, he's from there, But the fact that it was to the Lakers, who our fan base is championship, it was like, how you proving that y'all want to win a championship and y'all drafting this kid that averaged 4.8 points a game? And that's what made it such a big story, because of where he was drafted to the Lakers. But for me, it's LeBron James. Like, I don't know which side of you are on. It's LeBron James. He's going to get what he gets.
It's just being LeBron James, bro. It's what comes with LeBron James. And Rob hit the nail on the head. I don't know if you're paying attention, man, but the narrative surrounding LeBron is far more confrontational and cantankerous now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, of course.
Things were, he was, dare I say, coddled. There were a lot of positive stories about him. Now you're starting to hear Rick.
Yeah, starting to see the shift. Yeah,
you starting to hear, and you and I, we've seen stuff. We just haven't said nothing. You know what I'm saying? You and I both, we talk to each other about it.
Yeah.
It's not my place, right? At least that's my position. It's not my place.
Yeah.
But you're starting to hear murmurs more and more about his character and who he is when the cameras are not in front of him.
I think that we already kind of knew that. And when it comes to the Bronny situation, I saw the move a mile away. I knew what the deal was, and I kind of just accepted it. Like,
I did.
Bronny's going to come to the Lakers, and
why?
it's happening because it's LeBron James, and you can't fully blame LeBron James. Like, the Lakers are part of the issue too, because they could have told LeBron, "Hey, yo, I know that's your boy. He's not helping us win, so we're not bringing him on." So they were a part of the problem too. That's why I kind of got past it, because I understand who LeBron James is. He's one of the 5 greatest players to ever play basketball, one of the 10 greatest Americans to ever play sports. So if he want to get his son on and the team agrees to it, hell, I'm accepting it and saying it is what it is.
It's still problematic in a sense. We could have used Boogie Ellis with that pick. We could have drafted somebody that could really that's really a goer, you know, and develop them in that position.
But who's helping at that spot that you really like? Okay, like this guy for sure. If not this year, next year.
We could have used Bona with that pick, a defensive rim running lob threat. We got Luka now. You don't think we could have used Bona?
This is LA. LA is all about story, all about box office. And Bronny, he didn't help the Lakers, but he did help the Defenders sell some tickets. You know what I'm saying?
Jerseys.
While he was able to get some jerseys, you know. So the Lakers, I think, saw the big play, and they're like, "Hey, this is LeBron James. We got him. We need to take advantage of these last years with him because we don't know what's next for us."
How are we taking advantage of it? We just got freaking kicked out of the first round of the playoffs. How are we taking advantage of it?
Tickets and stories is what keeps the Lakers in there.
He's been here 8 years. 8 years?
It's been 8 years. Crazy.
We won 1 ring, 1 in a bubble that most Laker fans do not count. There's no emotional attachment to it. It was just something for us to utilize as fodder against Boston Celtics.
We could have 0, which will be crazy. And, you know, LeBron James, I just think that we expected too much of LeBron James as a Laker. He only won 3 championships before.
I'm not going to let you say we expected too much of LeBron James. His entire career, I was sold a bill of sales that every organization he goes to, he makes them better. He makes his teammates better. He goes to the finals.
But we talked about
10 consecutive years.
That's a myth. That's a total myth.
Bro, he was doing that in the East. Since he's been out west, LeBron ain't look like LeBron, bro. And the crazy part is, if you look at his stats, because I know that's what the Church of Brown is gonna say. Oh, he's averaging 22, 8, and 8.
Yeah, box scores don't tell those scores.
It's not the same 22, 8, and 8 that he was averaging in the East, leading his teams, you know, to the Eastern Conference Finals, to the NBA Finals. Out here out west, bro, we don't need you to do 20, 22, 8, and 8. We need you to get 35. 40. We need you to get 40, 8 and 6 or 8 and 2. We don't need you shooting the ball. And the craziest thing is, man, the craziest thing to me, I have been like pounding the table for years. LeBron can get to the rim at will. And I heard so many excuses why he couldn't. He can't just do that every play. And what's he doing now? He's putting his head down, driving straight to the rim.
That's his bag. That's part of his bag. But what I just feel is that we put too much pressure. We put too much pressure on making LeBron this Superman. A lot of it is the Church of Bron. They're the Bron sexuals, what some call them. It's on them making him bigger than what we should have been looking at him as. He's won championships, yes, because he's had championship teams, like multiple all-stars around him, really good role players, and that's why he was a champion.
So
and with the Lakers, that's why he was able to get one because that team was really like that. So he was able to get it. But he's still LeBron James, and him getting his son to the Lakers was a ploy by
But
him,
that's
but
completely
also something
asinine.
that the Lakers agree
If
with.
you're going to sit up here and tell me LeBron James needed help, and he's going on a podcast with Steve Nash talking about the team and how important it is to have all these other pieces, then why the hell would you waste a piece on your kid that's not going to help you win your 5th ring? Go get you somebody that is going to help you. If you're going to sit up here and tell me that if you're going to spit off the balcony and tell me it's raining, you know what I'm saying? At least let me grab an umbrella.
Sounds like Will Chamberlain. Hey, but tell me this. When LeBron first got to the Lakers, what were most of the fans saying? Why did he come to LA?
For Hollywood reasons, for all the extracurriculars.
That's what this story is, a Hollywood story. But he's not thinking about winning. It's not a Hollywood ending. You really think he's thinking about winning? You think LeBron is thinking about winning the championship? Like you really think when he listen?
Lojo asked him at the media day.
What I was
shout out to Lojo, media. Lojo
what asked. Have to prove.
She said, "What do you have left to prove?" And he said, "Nothing. I already accomplished everything."
That let me know right then and there. He's not trying to win. He just want to look a certain way, continue to stack numbers, and just have the story about himself. That's why he will post in the NBA Finals. He would tweet. He would not tweet anything for the whole playoff. Then start tweeting during the finals because it's about him and his story. Bronny James playing with him on his team is about him and his story. He's going. Hey, I'm telling you this now. He's going to try to stay in this league so that he can try to get Bronny and Bryce to be on some roster with him because it's a part of the LeBron James story. That's why I got over it. I realized what the move is, and I realized that he's not really trying to win a championship. Hell, he just showed us that he's not trying to win. He could have took a pay cut to say, hey, I'm a billionaire already. What's losing $12 million? I'll make that up some other way. But he said, I want my full 52.6 because it's about the LeBron James story. So that's why Bronny is here. That's why the nepotism thing is used in other places. Hell, Bron might as well use it too.
Man, I don't know if I speak for all Laker fans, but there are far too many. I'm going to just say it like this. When I'm in Staples Center, I'm never going to refer to it as its new name. It's forever Staples. Whenever I'm in Staples Center at Laker games, I'm always talking to Laker fans. And I hear time and time again that they look forward to the day that he retires or he goes elsewhere.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many Laker fans. Like, it's hard for me to root for the team while he's here because they see what's happening to the team, how they're handcuffed, how they're hamstrung. And I, as a Laker fan, I'm not speaking as a journalist, as a Laker fan, I am looking forward to the day that LeBron, Raymond James moves on.
No, and I'm with you with that, but I'm leaving Bronny alone. I get the move. I know how Rob Parker felt. I know what he said. MJ could have did this with his sons. MJ could have did that, but MJ wasn't about the story like LeBron is. MJ was just, I'm trying to hoop. So this kid, I just want to be an owner and chill. I ain't trying to make it all about me. For LeBron, it has been about him since he was 16 years old. So this Bronny story fits exactly into that story for him. And it is what it is, man. And I just come to
story. Is it?
I come
is
to
it
it accepted.
Story?
Yeah, we started the season off saying that the first player or the what was it? The players, the father and son, to play with each other since Ken Griffey Jr. and Senior, and it became something.
Phil, listen to me. In the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to go from being a fairy tale story to a tragedy, bro. It's coming.
Okay.
It is. Listen to me.
What if Bronny turned to an all-star? That changes everything.
You know what? If Bronny turns into an all-star, that you know what that means? That I just won the Powerball, bro, and I got a bill.
Okay. Hey, man, so Shout out to LeBron, man. Keep doing your thing. But just to take you, word on the streets, man. Let's talk some culture, some entertainment talk just a little bit before we get up out of here. Just two things going on. We shouted out the BET Awards, took over LA, downtown area, a lot of events, celebrity game, got the award show coming. But we gotta talk about this Timbaland thing, 'cause I know you will have something to say about it. Timbaland announced that along with a AI company, entertainment company, they're signing their first artist, Tata. Elan, with both of us being huge music fans, not just hip hop, we listening to oldies, some reggae, some gospel, some R&B,
Jazz,
a lot of
rock,
music,
everything. Yeah,
jazz, rock,
music,
and
everything.
everything, pop, all that. What what type of impact does a move like this by such a big producer do to the music industry?
I mean, for him, I think it keeps all the money in house because you got to think about it. Timbaland is making the beats, and now he has AI, somebody he doesn't have to pay to create lyrics, to sing, to rap, whatever it is. All that money comes to him. He puts in the prompt. So he probably will get publishing for it. He'll get writer's credit for it. I think from a financial vantage point, I think it's brilliant. From the artistry, I think it's just another nail in the coffin as to why music is trash now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Terrible,
I think
terrible.
when you one of the things that I think makes music so great is that it elicits feeling, right? Like whether you
Hmm.
listen to Harold Melvin in the Blue Note singing "I Miss You," when you hear that, oh, like it like I miss you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like you can feel it. You feel me? You feel it. Or Eminem, you know what I'm saying? Rapping to Kim. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
like these are things that you can feel.
Tupac.
Music
That's
has
what
the
Tupac
capacity.
was big for. Emotional
Music has the
raps.
capacity of making you happy, making you sad, making you ready to fight and ride. Like this is lame to me. Like overall, this is lame from a strategic and financial vantage point. Genius, beautiful. I get why you're doing it, Timbo, but this is lame to me.
I Hey, I'm disappointed in Timberland because he's somebody that should understand music. He's been in it too long. Um, Magoo passed away, is one of his guys. How would he feel if somebody started smacking Magoo's voice onto anything? Like they can make these artists say anything that the rapper wouldn't even talk about. And that's what I'm trying to look up these Nas lyrics because he said it in a song this past year where he was like, hey, you could try to take the voice, but you can never take my mind. And that's what makes us love these artists. Of course, we love the voice and the skills of them, but it's how they think. How Kendrick is able to put together these albums and records. How Drake is able to put together these dope melodies that he comes up with. You know what I'm saying? Where he's crying to these women that clearly hurt him, so he got to let these feelings off.
But
And
everybody hurts Drake. Drake,
no,
he
yeah,
get hurt by his reflection in the mirror, man. He
yeah,
screams at
but
his shadow.
I'm just not a fan of anything AI. That was a big thing when it came to, people were talking about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, the beef that never dies, pretty much. That's why Tailor Made Freestyle was such a bad look because it's like, yo, you playing with a dangerous game. Like you're using these people's voices, Tupac and Snoop, and one of them is not alive to say anything for it, to where you're giving an idea to these other companies to say, hey, Bob
We don't
Marley
need you
is
no
dead.
more.
Oh
We don't
yeah, we
need you.
don't need you no more. We just can get enough of you, push you to the curb because we can use your voice to make the type of music that we want. We can make you say what we want you to say. We can make you say that stuff that we know you were totally against and try to sell that. And it just disappoints me that Timberland would even agree to this. I know he had a talk today with some like people like chat. It was Young Guru that rocks with Jay-Z was on there, and they were kind of telling them, like, bro, why they not a fan of it? Because think about this, and this is what Guru said. Guru said, Jay-Z from Reasonable Doubt can't create 444. Jay-Z needed life experience and things to
Right,
go through to
right.
get to that, to make
But
that
see,
type of music.
you failing to realize that the person, you know what I'm saying, putting in a prompt, they'll be able to put in their life experiences, their ideas, their thoughts, And I don't know how AI works. I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like I do, but it'll be able to generate, you know what I'm saying, something. Like if Drake could do it on the tailor-made freestyle, I don't know what the prompt was, but he clearly was able to make something sound
But
like something.
it didn't sound. You can like the flow pattern, the emotion that Pac rap with. That's what was missing. So that's why Kendrick did it better with the song Reincarnation because
But
he didn't go and use Tupac voice. He just kind of used that energy that
but
it's
you
hard to
but you
duplicate that.
you you talking about trying to replicate an artist that already exists. This is a completely new artist. So there's no concept of how this artist sounds. There's nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a completely new artist. And over a Timbo beat, whether Tata is singing, you know it's gonna have perfect pitch. It's gonna sound melodic. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's taking elements of Whitney Houston and Shaka Khan and Patti LaBelle, you know what I'm saying? Some of the greatest singers, like
Elan,
it's gonna go
I don't want
on.
to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I like to hear real people put their real talent to work, and that's what makes it so impressive. What makes Whitney
So
Houston so
you
impressive?
telling me Soulja Boy had real talent?
Hey, for some, they believe he did, but for me, no. But what made Whitney Houston so great was the fact that that voice was coming from that woman. It's like, how is she getting that voice out? Listening to Twister rap, is that how is this man
Did
spitting
Takashi
bars
Six did
like
Takashi
this?
6ix9ine have real talent?
Who Takashi?
Yeah.
Hey, to that community that he was making music for,
Out of here,
people were
man.
actually playing that. You know what
Man,
I'm saying?
listen,
So people are connecting to that. Crank that
listen.
Mykell. Hey, that's the talent, bro. He
Bro,
started a
listen to
wave
me.
of dancing songs.
The industry is flooded with talented nonsense, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up here and just
Hey,
disparage.
let me give you this Nas verse. Let me give you this Nas lyric. He
Gone.
says, he says, wow, I was lost for words. My guess is someone will replace your soul. AI is only here to replicate and control. Imitating the original, then grab them a mold of the binary code. It's your pattern they stole. That's my tactical flow. The one they can't redesign. You can redo the voice because you can never read my mind. That's what sells is the mind of these artists that
But
we
hold
look at
on.
as
Nas is a
genius.
thinker. Nas is intellectual.
Yeah.
Like 3/4 of the music industry is not
But
Nas, bro.
we don't
They're
even
not
want them
thinkers.
we don't even want them to turn away from it. So we can't deal with this, Eli. I'm like, I don't want to see no AI. That's why I was so disappointed with Drake because I'm like, bro, don't use AI like that is clown. Like Timbo was doing a video where he was like, man, I got a big verse. I couldn't make a beat for Big. I'm like, bro, but that's not Big. That's not his thoughts. We don't know how Big would have changed the way he think at this point in time. And that is, I know what you're saying. You're like singing. What do some of them? They're singing other people's songs anyway, but still they can't the raw emotion that this person might feel picking that
I'm
song and
saying
singing
half
it.
of the industry don't have no talent. Anybody can sit up here and, you know what I'm saying, hit their hips,
That's
bro. Like,
TikTok.
what are we
That's
doing?
TikTok.
Like, what are we doing? You
Even
know what I'm saying?
Taylor Swift
Everything now has
can
to have
write
dance,
songs
bro.
and Elam. We're gonna have to further this discussion because I just think that is crazy. Because I don't want to see no AI. But to before we get out of here, we got to talk about another figure in hip hop, Lil Wayne, who dropped C6. I know that you had some jokes that you tell. I wish people could see the text that you sent, but he received poor reviews. I actually listened to the album, and it's Elam. It's not as bad as people say, but it is not great. And it is.
What? Man,
People saying that it's a 4. I
go
don't
to
think it's
my
a 4. I
Twitter.
think it's a
Go to
5.
my Twitter. I posted a picture of what I thought, bro. It belongs on Sesame Street, and Oscar the Grouch made that album, bro. That mess is trash. Hot garbage, bro. Listen, Wayne has not been the same since the Carter 3, bro. There
That's
you go, right
hilarious.
there. Lil Wayne, ask Oscar the Grouch. Garbage, bro. And I'm glad the rest of the world finally caught up. He ain't been the same since Carter 3. He's been missing, And I'm so glad Jay-Z didn't give him an opportunity to perform at the Super Bowl, because I would have turned off the TV. I would have walked out the stadium. You know what I'm saying? Your Chiefs were already getting smacked up as is. So I know you would have been, you know what I'm saying, even
I would
more
have turned
upset.
the whole game off.
Listen, Lil Wayne, he's somebody that needs to go to detox and start writing about his life, because he's trying to hold on to relics of who he was. The beat selection was trash. The beat selection was trash. The rhymes were garbage. It's the same flow, so you're going to get the classic Wayne flow. But I was like, this is a waste of my time.
The first 8 records, I was like, okay, I was like, these ain't bad. But once again, I've been a Lil Wayne fan since Bad Boy, man, since Hot Boys, and that whole era. So he always was one of my favorite. But I always felt after Carter 3, he lost some of his soul within it. He stopped talking about substance.
He never had soul. He never had soul.
But he actually talked about stuff on Carter 2. Carter 3, he would talk about things. He got away. People praised mixtape Weezy so much, where he was just showing off impeccable rapping skills, that they forgot that the reason why we love Jay, Nas, Kendrick, M, Tupac, and these others is because they speak. It's timeless records. They're speaking of the time. They have substance to their music, and he has stuff to talk about, which is crazy. Like, you could talk about, getting old. Like, he did mention like Nipsey and his son and how he kind of like is helping there. But like you didn't mention anything about your relationship with Drake and Nicki Minaj. What's going on there? The Drake and Kendrick beef. Kendrick brought you up. Rap about your feelings of not being able to represent New Orleans in New Orleans. Like, and then for him, he's a guy who's not tapped into the world. He's always talking about it. I don't be tapping in too much. You need to tap into the climate, because it is time for you to reach different crowds and things like that. So
you making my point.
No, I'm with you with that. He still shows some skill, though. He still shows some skill, but not a lot. After the first 7 or 8 songs, I was there.
Bro, after the 3rd track, I was like, this is garbage. Listen, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, Lil Wayne is trash. This album is garbage. Don't go listen to it. This is your boy Elam giving you a certified lamb chop. I'm telling you, do not waste your time, because you're going to be pissed off. Hey, but that's all the time that we have right now. We are the Misfits. Check us out here every Sunday on all your favorite platforms. Go on and like, subscribe. You can follow the PG. Mykell, where can they follow you?
Man, follow me at Mykell, the PG, X, Threads, Instagram, and then on Facebook, Mykell Mathieu, Mykell Mathieu. Thank you for everybody tapping in. We got some love tonight, man. I truly appreciate it.
Hey, where can I get your work, though?
Oh, they can find me, Sport and Tribune. Tap in with me there. LA Sparks Weekly. Look it up. It's going to lead you to Infinity Television, where I have a dope show that you can see us covering the Sparks, man. So I'm Culver City, Observer. I'm in a lot of places, bro. MLBbro.com. Like, it's lit.
Hey, that's why we call him the PG, because he just distributes everywhere. You can catch me at the Culver City Observer, covering everything from USC to the Super Bowl. Also the Sport Tribune, where I'm a beat writer covering the Lakers and the Rams. My socials on X, you can find me at Elam Squared, and then IG Elam the number 5 QUARED. So it's Elam Squared. Just turn the S to a 5. And then every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, you got it right here. Lamb Chops, where I'm diving deep and talking about unconventional stuff, life, love, sports through my lens. Tap in.
Yeah, then of course, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the Mykell Mathieu Show. Be a part of my journey as I take my steps of showing you guys how to become a star and gaining your star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, baby. So we thank y'all for tapping in, giving us your time tonight. Be safe out there. Check out my Insta. Go to my story if you want to see how you can help when it comes to the situation with the anti-ICE movement that's going on here in LA. But, man, y'all stay safe. Y'all be blessed. We'll catch y'all next Sunday. We out of here, baby. Peace.
Don't fit in. Find a way to stand out. Peace. We out. LA.